Elanga goes on, and Elanga scores! Oh, what a goal for the former Manchester United man! Elanga into the penalty area, shoots!
Yes!
From corner, 2-0! Anthony Elanga scores for Forest! Elanga gets away from Lamptey, right-hand side. Wood's head!
Yes!
Towards the edge of the box. Good tackle by Molineux, then a really good little layoff from Gibbs-White to Elanga, and Elanga races away down the right-hand side, and he's into Liverpool territory and fires a crossfield ball to Hudson-Odoi. Really good ball from right to left. Hudson-Odoi cutting in onto his right foot.
Yes!
It's in from Callum Hudson-Odoi. It's a wonderful, wonderful break, and a marvellous finish from Hudson-Odoi from just outside the box. Right foot curled it beyond Alisson. And Liverpool have conceded for the first time this season, and Forest have the lead with 27 minutes played in the second half. Wonderful break, right from the back to front. Gibbs-White's layoff, Elanga's pace, wonderful ball across field from Elanga to Hudson-Odoi, cut in on his right foot and bent one low past Alisson, and it's going to be taken by Elanga and headed in. It's a goal for Forest, and it's Murillo. Murillo scores for Forest with the header from the free kick. And finally, the Brazilian gets his first Forest goal. He's threatened to do it in all sorts of spectacular ways, but it's a little deft header across the face of the goal from Elanga's free kick, which gives Murillo his first Forest goal, and he celebrates in front of the A block. Williams shoots, that's blocked though by Diego Carlos. He clears, but Morato intercepts in front of Cash. Gives it to Hudson-Odoi, level with the edge of the box. Tries to thread it through for Jota. Anderson wins it again off Cash into the penalty area. Hits the line.
Yes!
It's Anthony Elanga! Elanga scores his first goal of the season, and Forest have turned it right round in stoppage time. Anthony Elanga from Elliot Anderson's pullback from the byline runs across, side foots home and celebrates in front of the Trent end. Elanga gets his first goal. He gets Forest's second of the afternoon, and from being a goal down with 3 minutes to go, Forest, with 3 minutes of added time to go, are now 2-1 ahead against Aston Villa.
Yeah, brilliant play from Elliot Anderson. They're actually tiring a little bit, but you can see it visibly.
To send it forward down the right-hand side. He's looking for Elanga, and Elanga takes it off Keane Lewis-Potter across the edge of the box. He shoots into the corner. Anthony Elanga scores. It's 2-0. Keane Lewis-Potter tried to control the long ball forward and presented it on a plate to Anthony Elanga, and Callum Hudson-Odoi from the other flank. He cut inside and curled a left foot shot low beyond Mark Flecken into the bottom corner. And 6 minutes into the second half, Elanga, who scored last week against Villa for his first goal of the season, now has his second, and Forest have their second of the afternoon. It's Brentford 0, Forest 2.
Wow.
Into the feet of Spence. Tackle by Nico Williams, and now Forest can break again. It's 4 against 4, and it's Gibbs-White. Nobody's closing him down, and he's putting Elanga in.
Yes!
Scores! Brilliant from Morgan Gibbs-White, and a fantastic finish from Anthony Elanga, who scores for the third consecutive game. Gets his third goal of the season, and it's the first time in his career that he's managed to score in 3 league games in a row. But it was all made for him by Morgan Gibbs-White. Superb break. Forest have threatened to do it throughout the game. They've caught Tottenham completely cold on that break. Gibbs-White had oceans of space to run into, did so, and then measured the perfect pass for Elanga to run onto inside right channel behind the defenders. Once more for Nico Williams, infield now to Gibbs-White, who's dropped deep to send a ball forward, and it's headed on by Wood, and then he gets it back from Elanga's header. Oh, wonderful lob from Chris Wood. Whoa. That is a brilliant, brilliant finish from Wood, who just lobs it over Jordan Pickford and into an otherwise unguarded net. but it was a wonderful ball from Gibbs-White, and then Wood and Elanga played a headed 1-2 between each other, and before the ball can drop to the ground, as it comes back to Chris Wood, he on the volley lobs it over Pickford and into the Everton net. 15 minutes in and Forest have the lead at Goodison Park, and it's a wonderful goal. Superb finish, but great ball from Gibbs-White, and Gibbs-White's got room to charge into. Through the Wolves half he goes with Elanga to his right. Here is Elanga just inside the box. Back to
yes!
He's done it already! Gibbs-White scores! He was allowed to run forward through the Wolves half, fed it off to Elanga. Elanga gave it him back, and he stands with his hands in his ears in front of the South Bank. I can't hear you, he says. Morgan Gibbs-White returns to Molineux and takes 6 minutes to get Forest ahead. As soon as Elliot Anderson found him inside his own half, you could see the space he had to run into, and that's when Forest and Gibbs-White are at their most dangerous. Elanga fed it back into him, and he swept it home from about almost the penalty spot. 7 gone 0-0. Van Dijk heads it back into the Forest half. Elanga, though, heads this one on after Milenkovic won it. Anderson can't control it. Hudson-Odoi tries to win it and has done. And he sends it forward to Elanga. Elanga forward for Wood. Inside left channel. Great shot!
Yes!
Oh! Forest are ahead! It's Chris Wood! The first time they've remotely threatened the Liverpool penalty area. And Wood scores a 13th goal of the season and gives Forest the lead after 8 minutes. Liverpool sliced apart as Hudson-Odoi found Elanga, and Elanga fed in Wood inside left channel. Bang! 1-0 Forest, 8 minutes in.
Well, that's the way you counter. And Liverpool, when that was coming, they just lost the ball in a bad area. Elanga caught the ball straight away, probably about 35 yards from goal, right hand side, ducked inside onto his left foot and slid a beautiful ball through to Chris Wood inside left position. I'm not sure where Alexander-Arnold had gone, but there's a huge gap where he should have been, really.
Minte's challenge means Forest have this corner, which Elanga's going to take from the left-hand side. Near
Ooh,
post.
yes!
What a header! Morgan Gibbs-White, flashing header near post, bullet-like into the top of the net. Across the face of goal, 2-0 Forest. Gibbs-White made the first. And running across the near post, he scores the second. It's his 5th goal of the season. It's Forest's second of the afternoon. 25 minutes in, a fizzed, whipped-in corner from Anthony Elanga, and Gibbs-White with the run, and perfectly timed header.
And they can't get near him at the moment.
He's driven this down the right-hand side to Ola Aina well forward, and he's found Elanga. Elanga gets away from Lamptey right-hand side. Wood's header.
Yes!
If Wood is onside, it's 3-0 Forest. Elanga's cross, Wood with the header at the back post. He was all on his own, and he's headed it down and in. I just wonder if he was offside. I'm not sure. Lewis Dunk might have been playing him on at the near post. VAR will have a look. Forest are celebrating. The assistant referee certainly kept his flag down. Chris Wood at the moment has his 15th goal of the season. And Danilo across halfway for Elanga, who's on the turn and running at Lewis Dunk. Towards the edge of the penalty area he goes. Now tries to beat Dunk on the outside.
Yes!
Wood from 1 yard. Taps in. Elanga makes it again. Superb assist from Anthony Elanga. Forest are 4-0 ahead. After 63 minutes. It's another goal for Chris Wood. 16 for the season. And so many of them created for him by Anthony Elanga. That was so quick down the right-hand side, took on Lewis Dunk on the outside, hit the byline, pulled it back low, and there's Chris Wood, a yard out for a tap-in. Forest 4, Brighton 0. Then Anderson with the early ball forward to Elanga, and Forest are stretching Ipswich again, 3 against 3. Elanga into the penalty area, shoots!
Yes!
From corner, 2-0! Anthony Elanga scores for Forest. And they lead Ipswich Town by 2-0 with 2 goals in 2 minutes. 2 minutes after Milenkovic gets his 4th of the season, so too does Anthony Elanga. Well won by Dominguez in his own half. fed forward early by Anderson, and then it was 3 against 3, and Elanga cut in from the right-hand side and curled one low into the far corner. Looking back towards Sells, Liam Delap is lurking. Milinkovic instead opts to clear up towards Chris Wood. That's gone over Wood and Wolfenden, and Elanga's in again to the edge.
Yes!
Straight over Wolfenden's head, one ball down the middle, and Anthony Elanga onto it, running centrally from the edge of the penalty area, slots it past the goalkeeper, and Forest have got 3 at Ipswich. They've scored 3 in 6 minutes, 2 of them for Anthony Elanga after Milinkovic's opener. That was a horrible goal from Ipswich to give away defensively, just over the head of Wolfenden and Chris Wood, who are both challenging for it. Elanga just gambled, ran in behind them, got the ball and slotted it low past the goalkeeper from the edge of the penalty area.
A centre-half, third centre-half.
Yates has headed this away from the penalty area, and Elanga's chased after it and gets to it, and is racing through the United half with Gibbs-White to his left. Elanga goes on, and Elanga scores! Oh, what a goal for the former Manchester United man! Magnificent from Anthony Elanga, who ran from inside his own half, and all the way he had Gibbs-White to his left, and he decided not to bother. Elanga scores against Manchester United. Not much of a celebration for him, to be fair, as his teammates go and surround him. But what a goal! They had no answer to his pace. From Ryan Yates' defensive header out of his own penalty area, Elanga did the rest. Absolutely devastating. As Murillo rolls it down the left-hand side for Elanga, wide left position. Back onto his right foot, crossing now towards Wood. That's in! That one will count! Chris Wood with a header, rose above the goalkeeper Vicario from Elanga's cross, and Forest are 2-0 ahead, and Chris Wood does have his first goal since February. He moves on to 19 for the season, and it's Spurs 0, Forest 2. Murillo with the clever free kick, rolling it down the left-hand side. Elanga turned onto his right foot and crossed right onto the head of Chris Wood, who jumped in front of Vicario and deftly sent it into the Spurs net. Elanga to take. In it comes now, and Gibbs-White heads in! Morgan Gibbs-White gets the equalising goal! It hasn't taken Forest long. 9 minutes after they went behind. The free kick from Anthony Elanga, and Gibbs-White rose 6 yards, deft header, and Forest are level against Leicester City. Gibbs-White's 6th goal of the season, celebrates by tucking a ball under his shirt and sucking his thumb. I think we all know what that means. As Elanga prepares to take the free kick. In it comes from Elanga, right-footed, fizzed in, goal! Gibbs-White again, I think, with a touch at the near post. If there was any touch, it's Gibbs-White. If not, it's Elanga. Fizz delivery from the left-hand side, right-footed, and curls into the net. I think Morgan Gibbs-White might have got the faintest of touches. Milinkovic maybe as well is in there at the near post, and he seems to be getting some congratulations.